Good evening, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome out to the Volusia Speedway Park in Volusia County and Volusia, Florida. We are here tonight with round 8 of the Ultimate Sim League. The premier short track racing series is ready to do battle here tonight. It is being brought to you by Ultimate Race Cars. Check them out online at ultimateracecars.com. Stop down and see Jeff Steenbergen. He'll get you all set up. They can do setups on your legend cars all the way up into the modifieds. They are your one-stop shop for setup help, car help, or even will manufacture you a chassis. But check them out, ultimateracecars.com. Also, Skis Graphics tonight's presenting sponsor of the Ski Graphics night. Hey, if you need a good-looking race car like these drivers do here at the Ultimate Sim League, check them out, Ski Graphics. They do some awesome work out there. Check them out on Facebook and on Instagram at Ski Graphics. And for all the shots around the Speedway here tonight are brought to us by JR Photography. We welcome everybody in here to the Volusia County Speedway here for what is going to be an exciting night of racing, where 1 week ago we saw Bud Reedner picking up the win. He'll have to start shotgun on the field here tonight. And I can tell you we have 15 drivers signed and ready to do battle here as we get ready to go. Jason Schilling will finish second, and Tyler Jackson rounding out the third spot. And that was not at Fairbury, so we'll fire the guy down in the truck, as that was at the Weed Sport Speedway, or Eldora, last week, where Bud Reedner picked up the win on JR Photography night. Schedule, this will be the final race of February. Then we'll head into the month of March. There will only be 5 races remaining. We're going to be at Knoxville. That is unsponsored. If you're interested in becoming a partner of the Ultimate Sim League, reach out to them online at Facebook, ultimatesimleague.com. They will get you set up. Then we'll go to Limaland in Ohio. That's on March 8th, followed by Charlotte on the 15th. Lernerville in the season finale on March 29th at the USA Speedway. It's going to be what will be a very great race. It'll be the second time that we make it to USA, but we're looking forward to tonight's racing action, and it is going to be exciting. Just about under 5 minutes left until we get ready to go with our heat race action. So tonight's racing is going to be heat race action, 8 laps in distance for your heat races. Everybody will make the show. Top 10 cars will invert for the feature event here tonight for our 40-lap main event at the Volusia Speedway. I want to thank you all for tuning in out there on YouTube and on Facebook, as these drivers do appreciate your support. Show them what you think of their racing out there here tonight by hitting up that thumbs or that heart button on Facebook. On the YouTube side, hit up the thumb as well, and they will appreciate that. They know that you appreciate what they are doing for you out on the racetrack. Coming into tonight's action, let's take a look at the Ultimate Sim League Championship standings. It is Tyler Jackson with 7 starts on the season. Everybody in the top 18 here with 7 starts. Tyler Jackson holding down a 19-point lead over the 11 of Brian Hacker. Reed Rundell in the 143 is third in the standings, but as of right now has not made it to tonight's racing action. David Konjerski out of the Kylene, Texas, and in the 15, he is fourth with Bud Reedner up to 5th after last week's win. Jeff Steenbergen has fallen back to 6th spot. Brandon Hall, Chris Johnson, Gary Pizon, and Brian Gundrum all in the top 10 in points. One driver on the outside looking in, Chuck Scher, looking to rebound here tonight and get back into the top 10 in points. And these points are all official without the drop. At some point this season, the drop will be factored in, and it'll jumble it all in here. So that means is the driver can drop their lowest position or lowest finish in the worst points night, and then that will get pushed out there. But that's what we'll do it. for our pre-race show tonight, being brought to us by Ski Graphics. We're going to pay a bill. We'll come right back with our first heat race of action coming up after a quick word.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Volusia counties at the Volusia Speedway here tonight, where the action is about ready to go, about 15 seconds away from our first heat race of action. We'll see how everybody drew coming through the back gate here tonight. That is how they will line up. Bud Reedner going to have to start tail in the feature events here tonight. Like always, as that is a rule of the Ultimate Sim League. You win last week, well, you got to start in the outhouse in the feature event. 40 laps will be our feature event distance here tonight. So it will be a good showing. As now heat race number 1 starting to line up for the Ultimate Sim League. And this is what the starting lineup will look like. Starting on the front row, it's going to be the 11 out of Huntley, Illinois. It will be the 11 of Brian Hacker. Outside of him will be the number 6. That is Matthew Toma. Brandon Hall in car number 99 will start third. Outside of him will be Kurt Clevin in the 302. And shotgun on the field in the number 118. That is Brian Gundrum. Brian Gundrum ready to do battle here tonight. 5 cars in heat race number 1. We'll have 3 heats with 5 cars in them. Top 3 cars will go to the redraw here as we get ready to go with heat race action number 1. Pace truck going to go down the back stretch. So a lot of great action ready to come at you. 8 laps is the distance in heat race number 1. Brian Hacker starting up on the front row. First time we've seen the number 6 of Matthew Toma out onto the racetrack with the Ultimate Sim League this season. So good to have him make the long tow down here to the Volusia Speedway. Take a look at the weather right now. The race information is here. It is 90 degrees down here, sunny skies, no humidity in the great state of Florida here tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park. 4/10 of a mile racetrack in Barberville, Florida. Pace truck going to be down in the way of the field, going to work in the turn number 3, and we are going to go green flag racing this time by off a turn number 4 on Ski Graphics night. Pace car down and away as we get ready to go with our first series. Brian Hacker going to jump on the loud pedal first down here in the turn number 1. Toma up the racetrack. He'll go from the outside row to the back row. Brandon Hall and that number 99 rockets down the back stretch, but he's got company from the 118 of Gundrum. Gundrum started in the last row, shotgun on the field, and he will make it to your number 2 spot after 1 lap of racing. Side by side, they'll come off a turn number 2 down the back stretch. It'll be the 118 of Gundrum showing the way. Still works underneath the number 99. Miller's Bar and Grill on the 99 here tonight. Good battle for your number 2 spot now as they work down the back stretch with just 2 laps already in the books. We're coming to get to 5 to go in heat race number 1. Brian Hacker showing the way. He's led it since the green flag is dropped. He'll rock it down the back stretch. Running the inside of the Speedway is the number 11 of Brian Hacker. 4 in, 4 to go as they reach the halfway point of heat race number 1. Brian Hacker showing the way still. Down here in the turn 1, you see him working the bottom, trying to find that moisture right down on the inside of the racetrack. Brian Gundrum runs there in your number 2 spot. Brian Hacker showing the way. 2 laps to go. Battle for second, though, is starting to shape back up as Brandon Hall closing in on the backside. As we go on the roof cam off of the number 118 of Gundrum. They're working that throttle. Kirk Levin and the number 302 in this battle as well. Final trip around the racetrack for your race leader in the turn number 3. He will come. He'll rip the lip, looking to pick up the heat race win. Brian Hacker is going to do so. Gundrum will cross the line in second. Hall, Clevin, and Toma will round out your 5-car field here in heat race number 1. And just like that, we will move in to heat race number 2, and this is the starting lineup being brought to us tonight by Skis Graphics. Gary Pizon is going to start on the inside of row number 1. James Fletcher and car number 75 will start to his outside. Last week's feature winner, the number 40 of Bud Riedner, will start third. Outside of him will be Chuck Scher and car number 57. Shotgun on the field will be car number 15, and that is the one and only David Kinjerski. Kinjerski will roll off in that 5th and final spot here in heat race number 2. Coming at you. Pace truck going to be down and away as we get ready to go here. We thank you all for tuning on in to the Ultimate Sim League here, heat race number 2. Going to be pulling down off of the racetrack. Green flag is up. We're underway. Haley Pizon going to get to the race lead. Drag race in the turn number 1. The outside will come to 75 of Fletcher. Fletcher works the outside of the racetrack, this time down the backstretch. Bud Riedner runs in third. Here comes Kinjerski down to the inside. Just like that, it'll be lap number 1 into the books. Fletcher's going to lead lap number 1 down in the turn number 1. Still door-to-door off of turn number 2. Riedner works the backstretch. He's kind of in the middle. Kinjerski and Scher are going to try to do battle. No, Riedner will drop to the bottom, trying to find that moisture up off of turn number 4. Pison's going to lead lap number 2 in heat race 2. Field work on the high side of the racetrack. They'll work down the backstretch. We've got them fanning out 3 wide. Here comes Bud Riedner taking a look to the inside for your race lead. Riedner down low. He's going to come off of turn number 4. 3 wide for your race lead. Riedner's going to take it. 5 laps to go. This one is a dandy out on the front of this one. 3 wide. Here comes David Konjerski in car number 15 in the Skis Graphics entry. He works the bottom of the racetrack. Riedner, a little bit of a bobble that allows Fletcher to come on back. And hard contact for the outside retainer wall was the 33 of Pizon. Pizon went from the race lead back to your 5th spot with that little miscue off of turn number 4. You hear the throttle work here as we ride on board with the number 15 of David Konjerski. Work in the bottom of the racetrack down the backstretch. They will roar. And into turn number 3. Fletcher on the outside. He'll try to keep the momentum built up. Riedner a little bit sideways off the corner. Here comes the 75 of Fletcher. 2 laps to go in heat race number 2. Who is going to be the winner? Konjerski really working at the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make it past the 75 of Fletcher. Fletcher now going to come back after your race lead. White flag flies. Final trip around the 4/10 of the racetrack of Volusia as they work down the backstretch. Fletcher a little bit high on the backstretch off of turn number 2. He'll lose some ground. He'll have to pedal as hard as he can off of turn number 4, but it's going to be too late. And Bud Riedner's going to pick up the heat race win. Fletcher will finish second, Konjerski third, Scher and Pizon rounding out your 5-car field here in heat race number 2. And just like that, we'll come to our 3rd and final heat race of the evening. And this is your starting lineup as we go on the Ultimate Race Cars Pace Truck for the Ski Graphics heat race number 3. Starting on the front row in the car number 62, he hails out of Johnson Creek, Wisconsin. It's the Ultimate Race Car Ski Graphics entry. That is Jeff Steenbergen. It's Jeff Steenbergen in car number 62, starting on the inside of row number 1 to his outside. The driver out of Marshall, Wisconsin. That is the number 86. That is Kevin Knuston. Kevin Knuston in car number 86. Roman Blink in car number 83 will roll off in your 3rd spot in car number 83. And the driver out of Rockford, Illinois, your current points leader of the Ultimate Sim League Street Stock Series. It is Tyler Jackson in car number 8. And shotgun on the field in car number 70, that is Jason Schilling. Schilling in car number 70. Your final 5 cars out on the racetrack as they get ready to go racing here tonight. For our 40-lap main event being brought to us by Skis Graphics. Out of his work out on the racetrack, we saw him in heat race number 2 coming home in your 3rd spot. David Konjerski. Got to thank him for sponsoring tonight's race night here at the Volusia Speedway Park. Pace truck going to pull down off of the racing surface. We are going to go green flag racing off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Steenberg going to jump out to your early race lead. Knuston and Blank going to go side by side in the turn number 2. Down the backstretch they will come. Roman Blank working the bottom of the racetrack with the 86 of Knuston. Working the high side. He'll jump the cushion. That's going to open the door for the 8 of Tyler Jackson. As it is a good battle as Steenbergen does not want to play around tonight. He is checked out on the front of this one so far after just 1 lap of racing. They work down the backstretch, but Roman Blank showing the way. In your number 3 spot, now Tyler Jackson going to work the outside of the racetrack, trying to get by him here. 6 laps are in. Still 3 wide action down the backstretch. Let's go on board with Roman Blake as we look out the front as you see the EDM Jacks number 8, the Shark, out on the racetrack. He'll move into your number 2 spot. Tyler Jackson started in the 4th spot, now works the bottom of the racetrack. He'll work underneath to the 86 of Knuston down the backstretch. Schilling starting to work down the bottom of the racetrack in that black and green number 70. That is Jason Schilling in the number 70. He'll move into your 4th spot. Now he's under attack, trying to get by the 86 of Knuston. Knuston works the outside of the racetrack as Steenbergen out on the front of this one, showing away with just 3 laps to go. As Edison's green flag is dropped, but Tyler Jackson has casted out the line and he has hooked the back bumper of Steenbergen. Down here is Tyler Jackson closing it in, throws it in deep up the racetrack, trying to get into the heat race number 3 win. Steenbergen up the racetrack, leaving the inside line open for Tyler Jackson. Jackson works to the bottom. He can't do anything with him. Now they cross it up. He'll go to the high side as Steenbergen drops it down low. Meanwhile, the 70 of Schilling starting to close in on the backside of the 8 of Tyler Jackson as these two battle for your race lead. Final trip off down the backstretch. They will come. Is now Steenbergen going to slam the door shut. Jackson up to the outside. Steenbergen down low. Jackson going to roll to the outside. The 70 is Schilling taps the inside wall. And at the line it is going to be Jeff Steenbergen picking up the win. Tyler Jackson will finish second. Schilling, Knuston rounding out your field. And that will do it here for our qualifying events. And just like that, we will go into our main event momentarily. The cars will start to grid up here on the front stretch. And this is what your starting lineup will look like on the front row. Virtue of the invert here, the 10-car invert for tonight's feature event. It'll be Kurt Klevin in car number 302. On the pole outside of him will be the number 70. That is Jason Schilling. David Konjerski in car number 15 out of Kylene, Texas in the Ski Graphics number 15. We'll start on there as we have no idea what the truck is doing. Brandon Hull in car number 99 out of Mayville, Wisconsin will start 4th. Tyler Jackson will start in the 5th spot. James Fletcher in car number 75 will start on the outside of row number 3. Row number 4 is going to see the 118 of Brian Gundrum. Jeff Steenbergen in car number 62 will start in the 8th position. We saw him pick up the heat race win in heat race number 3. Chuck Scher in car number 57 is going to slide up into the 9th spot as Bud Reeder is going to drop to the tail after winning last week's feature event at the Volusia Speedway. Brian Hacker will start 10th in the Carbon Junction number 11 Illinois. Chuck Scher in 57, as we mentioned, will slide at the start 11th. He'll start 9th actually. Kevin Knuston going to start on the outside of row number 6. Rounding out the field, car number 6, that is Matt Toma. And outside of him will be Gary Pizarn and Roman Blake. Shotgun on the field. That is our 15-car field as we get ready to go racing. This time off for turn number 4. Kurt Klevin and Jason Schilling going to show us the green flag off of turn number 4. 40 laps is the distance. Green flag is out and we are underway. Down here in the turn number 1, we've got them fanning out 3 wide. The track got a little work in between the heat races and this main event. As Klevin will work the outside of the racetrack, Schilling right back to the bottom of the racetrack, and we've got them 3 wide for your 3rd spot. Yellow, yellow, yellow coming out here. Looks like yellow flag going to come out. 1 car stopped. It looks like Matt Toma in car number 6 has come to a stop off of turn number 4. Not sure what is wrong with the number 6. Now gets it back pointed in the right direction, pulling away. But something going awry. Let's take a look and see what happened to the number 6. He'll pull it down to the pits to see, to take a look at what happened. See the number 6 starting shotgun on the field there behind the 40 of Bud Riedner. On the start here, the green flag comes out and it just goes straight. Looks like maybe something happening with the steering on the Fury race car number 6 of Matt Toma. Toma going to come down pit road here as we are slowed for the first time. So the field pacing around the speedway. So tough break for the driver of the number 6, Atoma. Looks like he is still on pit road, but Roman Blank unable to make the call, did not make the call for tonight's feature event. So a tough break for the driver of the number 83. So the field should get restacked. No laps complete here in our feature event. Being brought to us tonight by Ski Graphics. You need some graphic design and a paint job done, look them up on Facebook and Instagram at Ski Graphics. They do great work. A lot of the drivers out here that you see tonight, their cars are all painted by the driver. That number 15 of David Kinjerski. Pace truck gonna pull down and away. We'll go back green flag racing, this time off a turn number 4. Green flag is out. Clevin gonna jump back to the outside. They're gonna cross it up into turn number 1. Field working off a turn number 2 down the back. That's Clevin's going to show him as we've got him 3 wide now. Here comes David Kinjerski. Jerski down low on the inside of the 70 of Schilling. Schilling going to hold on your number 2 spot. Off a turn number 4. Put lap number 1 into the books. Down the backstretch, they will come Fletcher. She's going to slip up the racetrack. That opens the door for the 8 of Tyler Jackson. The 62 of Steenberg, and down to the inside as Tyler Jackson has a little bit of electrical issue. Up off of turn number 4. Steenberg up 2 spots since the green flag is dropped. Remember, he started back in the 8th position. He is challenging your championship points leader, the number 8 of Tyler Jackson. This track is going to be changed throughout the night as it'll dry out there. They work down the backstretch. Brandon Hall works the outside of the 15 of Kinjerski in the turn number 3. He'll put the right rear up against the cushion. They are stacked up double wide for your 3rd spot on back. That time Brandon Hall with a little bit of a bobble. Tyler Jackson going to go 3 wide down the backstretch in at number 8. Jackson will move to 4th. Now Hall's going to challenge back on the outside. Steenbergen working to the bottom of the racetrack. He couldn't make it stick as now Tyler Jackson has sole possession of that 4th position. The championship standings are going to get shaken up here tonight as your 3rd place man in points, Reed Rundell, not in attendance. Brian Hacker working the bottom of the racetrack, just caught the inside there. We just saw that. See the front end damage on the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker. Caught the inside Uke tire off of turn number 4. We'll see if that hurts his performance of that Carbon Junction number 11 Illinois. As Bud Reiner started gun on the field, he's moved inside the top 10 now to your 9th position, taking it away from the 11 of Brian Hacker. Kurt Clevin still showing away, but it is now a 3-car battle down the front stretch. Let's go on board. Look at the back as Kurt Clevin leads it. Schilling works the bottom of the racetrack. David Kinjerski works the outside. The LeMay Motorsports number 70 of Schilling works the bottom of the racetrack, trying to take away your race lead. Draws even a little bit through turns 3 and 4, but he'll hold on to your number 2 spot. Is now Kinjerski closes in. as they battle it out. Tyler Jackson clawing his way up into this battle to make it a 4-car battle for your race lead. Schilling takes the outside line, tries to diamond the corner off of turn number 4. It'll work. He'll pull up even with Kurt Clevin. Clevin works the outside, banging the right rear on that cushion. Schilling really works the bottom of the racetrack quite well right now. Kinjerski working the outside of the racetrack. Put 12 laps on the book, working lap 13 already. This one is going to be over with a blink of an eye. Schilling works the outside of the racetrack. He'll try to cross it over. Clevin gets a little bit crossed up with that 302 entry. Your race leader, Kurt Clevin, trying to hold off the LeMay Motorsports entry of Jason Schilling. Schilling finished in the runner-up spot 1 week ago at Eldora, trying to make it one spot better this week as he bids for your race lead. David Kinjerski's got company in the fashion of the number 8 of Tyler Jackson. Jackson into your 4th spot as they try to reel in your race leaders. Now it is a 6-car breakaway up on the front of this one. Your hard charge of the race so far is the number 62. Oh, Tyler Jackson gets sideways. That jumbles up the field. Here comes Bud Riedner. Riedner in that number 40 picked up the win 1 week ago at the Volusia Speedway on JR Photography Night. Trying to go back-to-back wins. Meanwhile, things shaping up on the front of this one. It's been a great battle all race long. Schilling goes in high. He's going to cross him up. Clevin up the racetrack. Down the backstretch they will come. Door to door into turn number 3. The 70 of Schilling really works the bottom of the racetrack. He'll slide up. Slide job from the 70 of Schilling. New race leader. Schilling works the outside. Contact between the top two. And here comes David Kinjerski as Clevin tried to do a slide job. Wasn't quite clear. And that'll move the Schilling automobile up the racetrack and open the inside line for the 15 of David Kinjerski. And here comes Tyler Jackson. Tyler Jackson saw the action in front of him, pounces. He'll work the outside, move past Kinjerski for your 3rd spot. So far, Kinjerski slides it back down to the inside of the racetrack. Clevin washes up the racetrack. Nice move by Schilling. He'll move to the inside. New race leader in the turn number 1 as they will go 3 wide behind them. Tyler Jackson working the middle of the racetrack as Jason Schilling holds on to your race lead. We go high above the racetrack with the JR Photography blimp cam. We see the different lines being used. Schilling holds it 4 wide almost off a turn. Oh, touch it. Bumpers there. Tyler Jackson and Jeff Steenbergen. Steenbergen in that 62 trying to find a way inside the top into the podium. Tyler Jackson down low. He'll slide in. Contact behind him. Clevin has to jump out of the gas and he'll drop to your 6th position. Down here in the turn number 1 they come. It'll be 18 laps to go. Schilling showing away, trying to stretch it out. Over the 8 of Tyler Jackson. Jeff Steenbergen is into your 3rd spot as he worked around Clevin and Kinjerski. Tyler Jackson runs 2nd as he's got the back bumper full of the 62 Ultimate Race Cars sponsored entry of Steenbergen. Kinjerski runs in the 4th spot. 5th spot belongs to the number 40 of Bud Riedner. Riedner in the 5th spot after starting 15th on tonight's feature event grid. Kurt Clevin, we saw him leading early. He has been shuffled back here. A little bit of a miscue up at the front. And Steenbergen's going to work around the 8 of Tyler Jackson. And Kinjerski now going to take a bid to the inside. Can he make it stick? Kajewski working the bottom of the racetrack, couldn't make anything happen that time off of turn number 4. As we still look through the field, the 7th spot belongs to the 118 of Brian Gundrum. Brian Hacker now into your 8th spot. He'll start to move forward with 15 laps to go. James Fletcher starts 9th. Brandon Hull 10th. Chuck Scher is in the 11th spot. Kevin Knutson in the 12th. And rounding out your running order in cars on the racetrack is the 33 of Gary Pizon. Top 3 cars, nose to tail, ripping the lip off of turn number 4. 13 laps to go in this Ski Graphics 40-lap main event. Jackson will go to the inside as Steenbergen jumped over the cushion that time in turn number 2. Still works the outside of the racetrack. Schilling trying to make that car wide as they got a good battle for your number 2 spot. Tyler Jackson works the bottom of the racetrack as Steenbergen works the outside of it. Kajewski in your 4th spot. That time a little bit of a bobble with the 62 of Steenbergen. He'll work the outside of the racetrack. Top 3 cars underneath the blanket as Schilling works the bottom of the racetrack, trying to keep the number 8 of Jackson at bay. Tyler Jackson takes a bit to the inside. That time Schilling will move up, flinches just a little bit. He'll hold on to your race lead. 10 laps to go. Double high five from the flagman Barney on the flag stand as they work down the backstretch. In the turn number 3, 3-car battle is now Bud Riedner has moved into your 4th spot, getting around the 15 of Kajewski. 9 to go. Jeff Steenbergen working the outside of the racetrack. It is 70 of Schilling still showing the way over the number 8 of Tyler Jackson, and Bud Riedner is coming. Contact with your race leaders! That opens the door, and Tyler Jackson's going to take over your race lead. Bud Riedner is going to capitalize on that. Goes from 4th to 2nd, looking for more as he hugs the bottom rail off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Tough break there. It looked like contact between the 62 of Steenbergen and Schilling. Got them all crossed up. Opened the seas for Tyler Jackson. And Jackson is now your new race leader. Brian Hacker back there in the 7th spot. Now moving past the 118 of Brian Gundrum. That is a good battle, but all eyes are up here inside the top 3. Bud Riedner to the bottom now. Can he get past the number 8 of Tyler Jackson? Jackson tries to slam the door shut. He'll go through the middle where the slick is. Riedner with the momentum on the bottom, really digging down low in the JR Photography number 40. Riedner puts the nose out in front. Can he hold it off at turn number 4? At the line, it is too close to call. I'm going to put Jackson back to the race lead. This one is shaping up to be a great one here on as they work down the backstretch. Riedner down low, Jackson working the outside of the racetrack. Here comes Schilling back into the mix. 4 laps to go. That time at the line, it was too close to call for me. Jackson still showing the way as it's going to be a photo finish. Riedner with a momentum on the backstretch. Got a good forward drive down the inside. A little bit sideways. Tyler Jackson up the racetrack. He'll hit the right rear off the cushion. And at the line, it was Bud Riedner. 3 laps to go. Schilling into your 3rd spot. The 15 of Kajewski trying to make it back underneath the 62 of Steenbergen. In there for your 4th spot. Tyler Jackson throws it in deep. Bud Riedner right down on the bottom. Kind of 2 lines performing with cushions. 2 laps to go. The rabbit ears are up. Who's going to pick up the win? Jason Schilling might be sitting in the catbird seat in your 3rd spot. Riedner with the nose out in front as they enter turn number 3. This time the white silk will fly. Final trip around the Volusia Speedway Park. Reedner on the bottom of the racetrack, keeping the 8 of Schillings to the outside, or of Jackson to the outside. Schilling into 70, trying to make some noise. Down the backstretch they come. In the turn number 3 for the final time. Who's it going to be off of turn number 4? Reedner slides up the racetrack. Contact. Drag race off of turn number 4. Bud Reedner's going to pick up the win. Tyler Jackson will come home in your number 2 spot. Jason Schilling will come home third. Fourth will go to the 62 of Jeff Steenbergen. Kajerski, Hacker, Gundrum, Clevin, and Hull. Fletcher rounding out your top 10. What an amazing finish right there as Bud Reedner is going to come down to the front stretch and park it in victory lane. Wow, what a finish that was. As Bud Reedner pulls it down here on the front stretch in the Ski Graphics JR Photography Ultimate Race Car sponsored number 40. And just like that, our feature event is done. We'll be right back with the Ski Graphics post-race show. You're watching the Ultimate Sim League here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to the Volusia Speedway Park, where you have just watched the Ski Graphics 40 lap main event here tonight in Volusia Park Speedway, and we are down here on the front stretch with tonight's top 3 drivers, and we'll start tonight off with our third place finisher, and it is Jason Schilling. And Jason, you led a majority of the race there. Talk us through what happened but there as you were leading it into turn number 3.
I should have never slid up, and Jeff just picked up my rear tires. He didn't do anything wrong. I made another error that cost me probably a top 2, maybe a win again, but it was a good race.
Very good racing out there. The track changed quite a bit, it looked like, from up here in the TV booth. Talk us through how that changed, and looked like you really got that bottom to roll well for you here tonight.
Yeah, the top was pretty dominant, then everyone started going up there, then saw Tyler run the bottom a little bit, then I think the cushion was a little bit too much at the end where the flat spot is, so the bottom was way to go.
Well, you come home in the third spot here tonight. It's going to help the championship hunt out for you as we move on through the next couple weeks. We head to Knoxville, Iowa next week to kick off the month of March. How's Iowa sound to you as the team gets geared up for Knoxville?
It sounds... I'm not a fan of it, but it's going to be a good race with these group cars.
Definitely should be. Before we let you go here tonight, you're going to head into the room of doom. Who makes it all possible for you to get here each week for the Ultimate Sim League?
J&A Auto Trim, Roscoff RV, Ski Graphics, LeMay Motorsports.
There you have it. Congratulations on your third place finish here tonight. We'll see you next week in Knoxville.
Yep, see you next week, guys.
That was your third place finisher here tonight, and coming home in the number 2 spot and put on a great show started in the 5th position, but his night was all but, I would say, easy, and that is your current points leader, and it looks like you might extend that here to this week is Tyler Jackson, and Tyler coming home in the 2nd spot here tonight. 1 spot shy, but talk us through your race after starting in the 5th position.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad night. I really don't care for this track. I can't really figure it out for some reason. I've been bad in every league I've ever raced, but I was running, I don't know, third, fourth, and just kind of, I really couldn't do anything. I was just kind of riding, and then looked like Jeff got into the back of Jason and opened up the door for me to get the lead. And then I didn't realize the bottom was that much quicker, and then by the time I knew it, Bud was inside me, and we were every lap, it was back and forth, and I was hoping he was going to make a mistake down there, but he never did and got me by, I don't know, 6 inches. So congrats to him. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely a close finish there. Talk about how difficult it was once we saw the center of the track kind of slick off, and then it really formed two grooves of racing, and as you just alluded to, picking the outside kind of left the inside open a little bit too long. But the track conditions, how were they here tonight?
Yeah, towards the end there, everybody must have moved down because there was a lot of marbles right in the slick groove. And actually on this game, the marbles actually give you grip instead of making it crummy like it would be in real life. So I just tried to kind of run like 1 or 2 lanes off the bottom, sort of the middle of the track, and I was just hoping I could beat him to the line out of 4, but I made a little mistake there through 3 and 4, and he just inched me out.
Well, not a bad night. You're going to come away probably extending your point, or not kind of, you are going to extend your points lead headed into Knoxville in 1 week's time. How is Knoxville for you in this 8 team?
Yeah, the only good thing about losing tonight is I don't have to start in the back next week, so that's a positive. But Knoxville's probably one of my top 3 favorite tracks on here. Usually you can get 2 or 3 grooves going right along the berm on the inside. Sometimes the top will come in, and then sometimes you can throw a slide job line, or even back the corner up in a reverse slide job line. So it should be a lot of fun. Yeah, good group of guys, clean racing. It was a lot of fun tonight.
Well, before we let you go, as always, we'll let you roll out the red carpet and thank those that make it all possible for you.
Yep, got to thank the girlfriend as always, Jack CDM, NC Resources, Milner Media and Design, and Bud and Jeff for putting us on, and you doing a good job broadcasting.
Thank you very much, sir. That is your second place finisher here tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park on Ski Graphics Night. That is the one and only, the 8 of Tyler Jackson. That leaves one man left here to talk to, and that is tonight's feature event winner, and that is Bud Riedner. And Bud, you picked up the win 1 week ago at Eldora. You had to start tail in this feature event, and you come home away with what was an exciting finish. Not a person was in their seat when you guys crossed the line. Talk us through this 40-lap feature event for you.
Yeah, this was unexpected, I can tell you that much. We started this deal off here, and I just started picking off a couple, and I got inside the top 10 there, and then I just kind of kept chugging along on the bottom, and then we went to the top, and then kind of went to the bottom. And this place, when the cushion gets way out, when it gets way out there, it's so much longer around the racetrack, you almost got to go back to the bottom. So I just I got it in my head I was going to commit to the bottom, and I was going to make that work. And I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I was fourth. I went into turn 3 into fourth, and we come out of turn 4, and I was battling with the 8 car for the lead. So that I don't know exactly what happened outside of me. I couldn't see all that, but and then anytime you can even catch a sniff of Tyler Jackson's a good day, let alone be able to put a little bit of pressure on him. So I was I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like Superman right now, being able to take down Tyler Jackson. So I'll take that any day.
How much fun is it out there when you guys can race door to door and know that the guy to your outside is going to run you hard, but also run you clean? It's got to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. I mean, I knew all I had to do was keep the thing on the bottom and give him a lane, give him one lane between myself and the wall, and we weren't going to have any issues. So Tyler's a great competitor. All these guys that race with us here are awesome, and everybody gives and takes, and there's a lot of, we can run 40 laps and have no cautions, and that says something that this guys they're second to none for sure. So man, what a good time, what a lot of fun. I like I said, I couldn't even believe it happened till it was over. I mean, I thought for sure he was gonna just drive around me and drive out of my life, but we parked the thing on the bottom and kept the left rear down in the bite, and then and here we sit.
Back-to-back wins. Next week, you'll have to start at the tail at the sprint car capital of the world as the full-fendered Ultimate Sim League comes into town. How is Knoxville for you?
Knoxville is a lot of fun. It's tricky. I mean, you got to kind of like Tyler was saying, you either run, turn in real late, drive across a slick, or slide the thing across and come out on the cushion, or you can kind of hook the left on the berm, or if you run long enough, it gets a real nice cushion built up around. You can just park the right rear on the cushion and let that do all the work for you. So that place is going to be interesting for sure. So we'll start in tail again and see if we can run her up through there, I guess.
Well, congratulations on your back-to-back wins. You have 3 wins on the season. You need one more to tie Tyler Jackson. This is going to help you out in the championship standings going forward. We'll see you in 1 week's time. But before we let you go here and head to the Room of Doom for Tech, who makes it possible for this 40 team?
Oh, as always, got to thank JR Photography, Ski Graphics, Ultimate Sim League, Ultimate Race Cars, everybody who watches on YouTube and Facebook. Special shout once again to my buddy Bob Schneider and my good friend Kevin Rohde. He's watching live tonight. So thanks for watching, and thanks to you also. Awesome broadcast. So we'll see you in 7 days.
Sounds good. That's tonight's feature event winner, the driver, the number 40 out of Waunakee, Wisconsin. That is Bud Riedner, and he'll pull it down here off the front stretch and head into Tech. When that will pretty much put a wrap on what has happened here tonight. Let's take a look at the unofficial point standings here after tonight's main event. We know Tyler Jackson finished second. Brian Hacker was the second place in points coming into tonight's racing action. So let's take a look at the point standings after tonight's feature event. And it looks like Tyler Jackson opening up that race lead a little bit more on the 11 of Brian Hacker. David Konjerski is going to move up one spot along with Bud Riedner and Jeff Steenbergen. The 143 of Reed Rodell unable to make the tow down here to Volusia Speedway Park. And he will finish and come out 6th place in the standings. Remember, these are all unofficial, and they do get one drop here where they dropped their worst finish. So Reed will drop tonight and see if he can rebound next week at the Knoxville Raceway. Let's take a look at tonight's Ski Graphics results for the Ski Graphics 40, and it was Bud Riedner picking up the feature event win. Tyler Jackson coming home in second. 0.041 seconds. You want to talk about close. It was that close here tonight. Jason Schilling will come home in third. Jeff Steenbergen going to come up fourth. David Konjerski rounding out your top 5. Brian Hacker, Brian Gundrum, Kurt Clevin, Brandon Hull, and James Fletcher rounding out your top 10. Kevin Knutson will finish 11th with Chuck Scher, Gary Pizon, Matthew Toma, and Roman Blank rounding out your 15-car field here tonight. And that will pretty much do a wrap until we see you 1 week from now. Let's relive the last lap here. We'll see you at the racetrack. Remember, we'll see you on the Trend 3 Racing Network. If you have not done so already, hit the subscribe button. Get notified every time the Ultimate Sim League goes live on Monday nights here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Also, we have broadcasts 7 days a week for everything from the dirt tracks to the short tracks, all the way to the big high banks of Daytona. We have everything that you want to watch here on the Sim Racing Channel, Turn 3 Racing Network. We're your one-stop shop for everything sim racing. And it was a great race here tonight between Tyler Jackson and Bud Riedner picking up the win. But until we see you all 1 week's time from the Knoxville Raceway, stay safe and keep the racing on the racetrack.